Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to a video, and today we're going to be doing a line of sight flight with the brand new iFlight Turbobee 136RS. And now you might recognize this looks pretty similar to the 120RS I did a video on a couple weeks, almost a month ago now. And that was very similar. It used almost the exact same drivetrain, but there are a few key differences. One, mainly this is a 136mm quad, so it does use 3-inch props. The other one used 2.5-inch. So the frame is a little bit different. This is sort of their plus model. You can see it has the extra brace across the front and back. The other one was just the arms. This is definitely a little bit more durable. For the motors, we have B motor 1104 instead of 1102, 4200 kV. So this is going to be running on 4S. You can see I have a little 4S 450 mAh battery here, iFlight right here. Alright, so moving inwards to the stack, it's the little all-in-one. We have the Form 1 ESC, flight controller, and VTX. The little 16 by 16mm iFlight stack. You can see it's all soft mounted. The boards, however, all do pin together. The ESC to the flight controller and then the flight controller to the VTX. However, on something this small, it's not really a problem. They're larger 20 by 20 stacks. They do use connectors between the flight controller and the ESC. And the motors, if you can see, they are actually plugged in the back here, so replacing them would be very simple. And then up top, if you can see, they actually have the Immortal T down here. A little bit of overkill for a micro, but when you use Crossfire, it's just so simple to just keep using it. We have the little nano receiver up tucked underneath there. So that is nice. And for the props, you have the HQ 3x2. So let's go ahead and get it plugged in. This is running on Betaflight 4.04. And just keep in mind, I have changed the PIDs on this. As it came, they were okay, but there was a lot of prop wash oscillation, as well as it just kind of jitters a little bit at low throttle. So I just posted the PIDs that I changed to there, and I'm running like a 7.2% motor idle to try and alleviate that. Haven't gotten rid of all the problems, but it is better, I think, than what it came with. I'm just gonna walk this way because the sun won't be able to see it. It's pretty late. So some of the problems I was having was that, like, if I go from 0 throttle and just punch it, the motor, it would kind of like jitter, like the motors would fail to perform at a really low power, which is why I'm running a high 7% idle. Like, if you could just hear that, it was just a little weird kind of oscillation and stuttering. I haven't been able to get rid of it, but it's performing pretty well. Overall, I have drastically reduced the prop wash than what it came with my tune. And it comes with bi-quad filters. I changed it to PT1. And I've crashed this thing a lot of times, and so it's definitely not brand new, and the motors don't get hot. Let's do a full speed pass here. There we go. Definitely pretty fast for a little tiny 1104 3-inch quad. I don't know if it's faster or slower than the 2.5-inch version of this guy I flew a while ago. This one is heavier, but this is on 4S. But the tri-blades, very aggressive Gemfan tri-blades that are on the other one, 2540, versus these very dull and relaxed HQ 3x2 props, definitely makes a difference. These HQ aren't nearly as fast or as good at control because they are bi-blades, but they are very efficient. Like, I can fly like this for almost 5 minutes on a 4S 450. So that's pretty cool. There's a little funnel for you. No problems. Just a really nice quad to fly. In terms of, do I like it more than the 120 2.5-inch version? I'm not quite sure. Hold on one second. There's a bee on my arm. Whoa! I blame the bee. Let's see if I can get up. Oh, I was up. So I can turtle. I screwed that up. I blame the bee on my arm. Okay, should be perfectly fine. No damage. Just a light crash in the grass. Just get the mud off the props. I guess I'll just keep flying it from out here. A little bit of a different angle you guys are used to. But yeah, overall it flies pretty good. being stretched X and with the crossfire up front and the VTX antenna in the back, it's actually really easy for me to maintain orientation. Obviously that's just something you learn, but I'm having no troubles with this, even though it's a little micro compared to a 5-inch quad. In terms of noise, I think it is louder than the 2.5-inch. Definitely not the quietest micro. For I think the Emax Tiny Hawk Freestyle is probably the quietest micro I've ever flown. But this being bi-blades definitely does produce more noise. But I'd say it's perfectly fine to fly in a park. You know, it's still pretty quiet, much quieter than a 5-inch, and a lot more friendly, I'd say, to people who aren't familiar with quads or, for example, dogs or whatever. I was actually flying this out here earlier, and there was a deer, and I was flying like 3 feet from the deer, and it just did not care at all. Probably thought it was a little bird. I don't know if you could see that, but I just had that little twitch I was talking about, where I'm at low throttle and I just punch it. So it's still not gone, but the prop wash that I've gotten and just the control and FPV with my tune is much improved over what it shipped with. Yeah, just fun little flyer. As I mentioned, the efficiency of this big battery and these bi-blades. I've been flying for like 4 minutes now and this thing's perfectly fine. Probably am getting pretty close to the end of the battery though. So there we go. See if the motors, they are a little bit warm. They are warmer than when I first got it and flew it. However, I have increased the tune quite a bit and decreased the filters, and it flies way better, and the motors are not of any concern on temperature. The battery is definitely very, very warm and pretty hot here. So you are going to want to make sure you get a decent battery with this. These iFlight 450 4S are perfectly decent. I think they're like 14 bucks. They get the job done, lots of flight time. But of course, anything with an XT30 that will do 4S, you can fit on here. So yeah, that's gonna do it for the line of sight flight of the little iFlight Go Turbobee 136RS. I'll leave a link in the description below if you're interested in the quad. It's about $110, and then you add your receiver, which adds whatever the cost of the receiver is. I have mine Crossfire, obviously, but they also offer Spectrum, FreeSky, FlySky, so pretty much everything. Also, link down below my Patreon if you're interested in help supporting the channel and these types of videos, as well as the videos I did for the 120, the 2.5-inch version of this. So yep, that's going to do it. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.